Hi everyone, today I am going to make Lambie from Doc McStuffins. And this was a request by one of my subscribers, so the tools that we need and the equipment is just a little wooden tool, pen, I use a little cutter, pizza cutter to cut the fondant, spatula, paintbrush, some flour glue, and this is the fondant we need for today. I also keep a piece of wax paper handy. The first thing I need to do is soften up my fondant. What we're going to do first is make the body for Lambie, and we'll also separate the fondant into bits for the arms and legs and a little bit there for the head. So to make the body, first start off with a round ball shape and then make it a bit longer into a cylinder. So that's about it. You can smooth off any finger marks, taper it in a little bit up the top. And now while the fondant is still soft, make some holes here, just a round hole where I'm going to stick or insert her leg once we've made that. Just put that on the wax paper, take another little ball and make our legs. Roll it out into a bit of a sausage, cut it in half. So just over a centimetre. Get the other one ready. And take a bit of the flour glue, rub it inside the hole, and just gently insert this leg into the hole. Make sure that you keep the end of this leg flat because we're going to stick on the little paws shortly. And we'll make the arms at the same time. Make sure they're either the same thickness or a little bit thinner than the legs, so it all looks proportional. Now for the arms, we'll make sure that we keep one end flat and with the other end just pinch it so you get that tapered end like that. So just take your paintbrush with a bit of flour glue, put that on the sides. Take out the light pink. We're going to make the pads or the paws and also the face. We'll soften this up quickly. So we're going to do these first. So take a little ball of fondant, roll it into a little bit of a cylinder. Try and make sure it's the same thickness as the leg. Might need a bit more there. Like that. Cut it in half. Just neaten up the edge that you cut. We'll just quickly do the arms as well. Grab your paintbrush, dab a little bit of flour glue on. Then attach these pieces. The Lambie also has some little frill detail around the edge of her hands where it meets the paws and on the leg. So to do that, an easy way, and especially for beginners, is to just roll a whole lot of little balls, the same size, roughly the same size, and then we're going to stick them onto the legs. What we first need to do is make the face out of the light pink fondant, and then we're going to roll some white fondant out flat and wrap that around the head. So the head's not perfectly round, it's a little bit of a squashed oval type shape. So just make sure we've got something that's proportional, and that's about right. We'll put the white pink fondant away and grab out the white fondant again. You need to roll that. I'm going to cut out a strip. But don't worry if it's too wide because we'll adjust it as we go. Just take the head off. Rub some flour glue on the sides of the head and the back. Careful at this stage not to touch where you've put the flour glue, otherwise everything's going to become quite sticky. Easiest thing to do is to lay it in the middle. We're going to bring up the fondant over the sides. Just gently roll it out. Cut off some of this excess so it's a little bit easier to work with. So this is the bottom here. Just keep bringing that in. And with the front, we'll just keep bringing this. It's like covering a cake with fondant. You've got these frills that keep happening, and you just want to open out the frill and press it down. So just keep opening up, pressing down. So end up with bits hanging out here and there, which we can just cut off. So try and get your fondant to meet up at the bottom. Now to give her a nice little fringe, what we're going to do is just trim it back a little bit more. So take it back to almost a straight, and then I get this tool and just press in. Just like that, so you can see I'm creating a little bit of a fringe at the top. Before we put the white fondant away, we'll just leave a little aside for the ears, a very small amount. Just with your finger, roll it out. You can press it, you can use your roller here, or you can just easy enough to press. Press it flat. And cut it in half. If you want to add a little bit more detail, at this point we can take a little bit of the light pink fondant and put some light pink fondant there to add some detail to the inner of her ear. If you don't want to, I think it's fine just to continue with the white ear as it is. So now that you've got this little piece, what you have to do is bring the flat ends together, like that. And the same with this one. Again, just bring the flat ends together. So just squeeze them together. Now on the side of her head, her ears sort of hang down, they don't point up. So we're just going to make a little indentation with our tool, just so that the ear can sit there and it's not just sticking onto the side of the head. And on the other side, take the flour glue, put a little bit there. We'll just grab out some little bit of red fondant for the nose, roll it into a little log like this, down. Just trim it off a little bit, even the sides. Put a little bit of flour glue just where you want the nose to go, in the centre somewhere. And stick it on straight and flat, and then with our tool, once it's stuck on, it's a little bit easier to do this. Press it down in the centre and gently lift the sides up a little bit. So press down in the centre and then lift up those sides a little bit and pat them down. Take out some black fondant. We're going to make the two eyes, just the tiniest little amount. I'm going to make a few little freckles on this side, just using my toothpick, pressing in. And then for the mouth, I'm going to let the fondant dry a little bit more before I do that. It's always easier to draw onto fondant once it's a bit harder. So now that I've pretty much finished the head, I'm just going to take the toothpick that I used to make the freckles and break it in two, stick it into the body, bit of flour glue around the top of the shoulders, and gently insert the head. Now I'm going to add some clothes, her skirt and her little bow for the top of her head. I'll do the bow first, it's cute. So it's very easy, just roll out a little log, and then either with your finger or with a tool just flatten the sides and then pinch the center. Make another little piece to go around the bow. And just stick that on. Now I'll make her skirt. I'll just put it over to the side for a minute. I'm going to roll out a length of pink fondant. Cut out a long rectangle. We'll just see if this is the right size. So that's a little bit too long, too wide, so just take some flour glue and stick that on at the back. Now this is the back of the skirt. I'm just going to cut off that excess. Just join it up. Before it dries, take your wooden tool and lift up little sections of her dress like that. So we're making a little bit of a frill for the dress. And just to finish off, make a pretty little waistband. I'm going to roll out a long strip. But you can add a little bit more detail by using your tool to push in. Now that the fondant's partially dry, I'm going to use my black edible marker to make some details on the face by putting in a couple of dots for her eyelashes and her mouth.